So we've been doing a lot of videos about our roof, Tinted PPF, and you guys absolutely love it. And we've been getting a lot of questions. And I think the number one questions that people ask is, does it actually work? So in this video, we're gonna try to break it down, not just hearsay or you should believe me that it will work, but actually showing you. So you're gonna find out with me, along with me. And I have actually two cars right here. This is a Model Y Juniper, and this is actually on the lighter version, the 71% VLT, which is visible light transmittance, which means that 71% of light can go through, which means 71% means it's lighter. And this, on the other hand, is a Model 3 2018, and it has a 17%, which means it is really, really dark, okay? So this is very, very different. It's a preference for people who love and enjoy looking up and being able to see it. Both are very, very clear. You can be using the 71%. And for people who love having it dark, definitely prefer the 17%. One thing about 17% is when it is dark outside at night, it's really hard to see through. The best thing about it though is you can actually look up directly on the sun. Although I don't actually recommend that, you can do that if you wanted to. So what we're gonna do in this video, first off, I wanna show you the temperature. Right now, I'm gonna check out my weather app right here on my phone. And we are in Chattanooga, Tennessee, which is like right above Georgia. And it is 84, mostly sunny. We had rain yesterday for some reason. And the high is 84. So it is the highest today, right now. Pretty hot. I know it's not Florida hot or Texas heat hot, but hey, it gets pretty warm here. But it is humid here, and look at that. That is bright right now, right? So we got direct, and we've actually let this sit for a number of hours, right? I mean, we pretty much since we've been at work. So right now, I'm gonna talk about the Model Y. The inside room temp is 98. And then on the Model 3 right here, it is at 97. But one thing I do want to disclose, and I never try to like say we're scientists or we're you know, we sort of know what we're doing. I think we know what we're doing in terms of film. But the newer cars, the newer Teslas, actually already have 99% UV and usual like IR, like invisible light basically, that basically blocks it out. But what happens on this, especially the sunroof, it basically reflects some of that, right, that heat, but it also absorbs that heat, right, into the glass. And that's why when you touch it, it's extremely hot. So when it absorbs it, you're underneath that glass. And because that heat and the energy is absorbed into the glass, it basically radiates heat. And when it radiates heat, you feel it on your head because our head is right above. So if you have a long torso like me, your head is like right there, and that's kind of what you're feeling. Traditionally, you would put tint underneath, and that does help a little bit, but I don't know if it helps in the sense of the radiation, the radiating heat, but we put it on the outside, and this is a TPU-based polyurethane film that was designed specifically for roofs. Like, I would not put this on any part of the other car. We'd be basically putting it on just the roof itself. So, 98 degrees, 98.7 degrees. I actually have a compact infrared thermal camera, which is kind of cool. I'm gonna go ahead and turn it on. And we're gonna try to get some temperature readings on top of the glass right now at 84 degrees. So I'm gonna just take some photos. We're gonna show you on the camera itself. So basically, is that right? That is hot as hell. Should have gotten a ladder. So it's about 137, right? Like inside the cabin is 98. The roof itself right now is at 130. That's pretty hot. So I'm gonna get some other readings here. They're like 140. I mean, you're looking at like 140, roughly, 142. So this is reading it around, around like 138. So I would say like between 135. Oh wait, in the middle is like 147. I don't know if that's right. Yeah, it's like almost like between 138, like it's in the upper range. It's more like 140 to 150. That's kind of how it's kind of, that's pretty nuts. Anyway, that's kind of the reading that we're getting. Car hasn't been turned on at all. Let's go ahead and get the reading of the center console. So let's go ahead and go inside real quick. So about 108. It's not hot to the touch where it's like, it doesn't hurt at all. Like I could put my hand right there, right? These are a little bit harder to get readings, mainly because like, from what I saw, like there's a laser that goes in, so it's like almost going through. So I don't know if I'm getting accurate readings, to be honest. But it's kind of showing like 130, you know, and also the AC just kicked on, yeah. Right?
Does it feel hot?
It's definitely hot. It's freaking hot. Right, like, yeah, I mean, from the inside and outside, once I put my hand, it's about the same, like 130 to 145, right? And 108. We can do this reading. I mean, we're not really gonna take this one off because we don't want to waste that film. Yours is a little hotter. It's like reading around like 127 right now. So 127 on the center console. What we're gonna do is we're just gonna do it on the wide because we don't want to waste film, but we're actually gonna rip it off, let it sit for like 30 minutes, and then do the readings again to show you what's the difference of having that roof. And the sun's not gonna move that much, you know, till then. And this install is not easy. We've had a lot of feedback and they're like, it's not an easy install, but if you have a friend, spouse, or someone to help you, it makes it so much easier because this glass is like 63 inches. That is really long, right? So, if you're wondering, can I install this if it's a leased vehicle? Yes, you can. Can I remove it? Yes, you can. How do I remove it? We're gonna show you. And it's really not that bad. You can see it has that bluish tint. And look at that, no adhesive residue. Look at that weird prism, right? I'm gonna go ahead and just put this away for now. But this is how you would remove it basically. If you have, man, it's hot. All right, so kind of what I said right earlier, the heat is being absorbed into this, and this is able to contract and expand as well, and then it goes into the glass itself. So it helps a little bit in that manner, but you can see it's a blue hint. So we call this light blue, to be honest. But let's go ahead and remove the whole thing. What's really amazing about this film, and we got to work with our manufacturer on this, is that, look at, there's no residue at all from the insulation. The best is to actually do it when it's hot, like this, and it looks perfectly fine. So if this was a leased vehicle, you can still do it, right? They can't actually like do anything about that. I'm not gonna promise that there's not gonna be any residue, but so far there's very little residue. And honestly, this is so hot, I almost recommend, I do have thick skin, literally, but I would recommend actually wearing a glove or so when doing this, because it is really, really hot right now. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and open this door. Yeah, inside, once you install it, one of the best feedback we got is they're like, oh, I don't even know that I had it on after. So, the reason why you're probably wondering and about to tell me, you're not supposed to do tint on the outside, you're supposed to be doing it on the inside. You're right. If it was a normal kind of tint, like a ceramic tint, this is not normal tint. This has the tint properties that we've kind of baked into the film, but it essentially is a polyurethane, we call it TPU, right? That has self-healing abilities with very high clarity. And look at this. This is what we just removed. So we're gonna go ahead and close this, and you can kind of see how different it is from tint. Right, but it has a high stretchability, and then it looks really blue right now because it's compressed all in one. It really isn't this blue. Like I said, you can barely tell, at least for me, right? I actually put it on, didn't tell my wife, and she mostly drives the Y, and she didn't even know that I put it on until she was like, why is our roof so hydrophobic? Like, it was just like kind of coming down, and we have some videos of that. So that's really the only time she realized that it was on. So we're gonna let this sit, and while we let this sit, we're gonna talk a little bit about the protection aspect of it. So, like, I'm not trying to sell this and say, if you don't have this, you're gonna become bacon. Actually, this product came about. I owned a lot of Teslas, and when I had a Model Y, I had a rock literally swing up, hit the back of my roof, and it cracked in a corner. And when that happened, I was like, man, I wish I had some protection there or something like that. And so we're like, okay, we can't go inside, but what if we found a very ultra clear film? And we did find some that already worked. It was ultra clear or clear enough, but then we're like, well, if we're gonna put it, might as well put some heat rejection or heat reflection properties that will be able to do kind of what we want. And that's kind of how this evolved. And that's kind of the backstory about how we came out with this tinted roof PPF, and it's gotten really, really good feedback. So thank you to everybody's support and all the reviews, all the feedback that you've given us. Several of you even messaged me directly and they're like, this is awesome. I can feel the difference. But we really wanted to do this video because like I also feel the difference, but what does that mean, right, in terms of numbers and so on. So before we go inside and wait for another 30 minutes on this car, let me show you what it looks like on the 17%, yeah. Again, 84 degrees, it's about 3 p.m. right now. It's very dark, right? This car is slightly dirty. This is actually just dirt, right? I could touch it, it's hot. I would not hold that for a long period, but it's very clear. The sun is right there, so we can kind of get the view of the sun right there. Like, I'm looking straight at the sun. Don't do that for long periods of time, but I'm able to do that on a normal day. Like, I can't even look at it, barely look at it without sneezing. This is a fun fact, but like 20% of the population actually sneezes when they look at the sun. And I'm that 20%. But this is what it looks like. If you really, I mean, I think it depends, right? If you are in a very, very hot, intense heat, this is what a lot of people want. And I think this has been a lot more popular. But Tennessee is really not that bad. It's more humid than like just straight up like Arizona or Texas heat. Let's go inside. All right, guys, so it's been roughly 30, 40 minutes since we did the last bit. And holy crap. It is showing 102. I do have cabin overheat protection, so it's probably kicked on, but it's climbing right now. It's at 103 right now over here.
When does your cabin overheat protection come on?
It's supposed to be at 100, but I remember like on a lot of the cars, it's like, it's not a set like right at 100 it kicks on. It tends to kick on like a little bit later or something like that. And typically when I click on cabin overheat, like you'll see that it's cooling, I think. But right now we have cabin overheat on right here, and then it's showing interior 102, 103 with exterior 91. So 30, 40 minutes ago, I think our reading was 97 or 98. 98 on this one and 97 in this one. So that's pretty interesting. It's at 101 right now. So it's like 2-3 degrees, but think about it, 2-3 degrees is quite a bit. And we shot this, I'm wearing the same thing, same day. You can see the sun right there. It hasn't moved that much, right? So that's pretty impressive. So let's go ahead and do the other readings, right? So what did we say the top of the roof was? It was in the 130, upper 130s to 145, right? So we're gonna go ahead and do the same thing over here. It's like 119. Like, it's hot. Like, I mean, again, I have thick skin, so it's like I could touch it, but I mean, I would not hold that for longer than a second or two. So like right now, I'm still reading. I'm just gonna take a bunch of photos, but it's a little hard to say right here. Okay, so let's go inside. And then I just turned it on. What was the inside? 108, right?
Yes.
It was like 108. This is at 125, 112. 122. I mean, the AC just kicked on, so it's a little unfair. But that one shows 104, 105, 123. That area is really hot. It's really weird that how all these areas are slightly different. But, you know, my finger is right there. That's like 112. So, I mean, right now, like when I scan all this, the reading is like, I would say like between this, it was 108 roughly, like between 107 to 109. This is reading more like, I mean, some areas are like back here is really, because it just doesn't get as much. But like you can see the sun hitting this. That area where my finger is like 114, right? This one is like 106. So I mean, it's not like I said in the video, like you are already getting protection here, but I've just kind of noticed there's just a lot more radiating heat right here, like it radiates off of here. So I mean, it's hot right now. I'm like sweating immediately. I just got out here, right? Summary is the cabin was 97, 98 roughly. We came in here at around 101, 102, about 30, 40 minutes later, and the sun hasn't moved that much. There's no clouds if you look up here at all, right? We removed it and they got slightly hotter in the interior cabin, which I think is the most important number. Everything else is really not as important. For us, I think like we've actually had this roof tint PPF for months now. This car in particular, we were just testing it. We put it on all our cars first before even launching it. And then like we gotta like the product, right? We're not gonna launch anything that we don't like. And it always has to go through the test of, you know, would we put it on our own cars? And if the answer is no, then we just won't sell it to you. I mean, that's just kind of been our, you know, ethos since day one, honestly. We've sold a lot of this now and we've got a lot of feedback. We had testers as well. And every single person said, it sucked to install the Model Y, but we can tell the difference and we absolutely love it now, right? And there's a couple other things that you also get. The hydrophobic properties of it, like the light blue one, I mean, you look up and the water just beats off. I mean, it's just so easy. And these are rated for quite a long time. I mean, if you take care of it, it'll last for probably the ownership of your vehicle. But as you saw, you could also remove it, no problem. So hopefully that helped you guys kind of learn more a little bit about a roof tinted PPF. PPF is very, very popular. You put it on the panel of the cars. That's been around for a long time, but roof tinted PPF is slightly different. There's a different level of layering that you need to put to add that heat rejection and heat absorption properties. And then the other part is expansion and contraction of it because it does go through a lot of heat. I mean, as you saw, the max of it is like, it can go as high as like 160 degrees Fahrenheit. Honestly, in certain, I mean, this is 84 degrees. Imagine in Arizona, imagine in Texas. If you want us to kind of dig deeper into this, we can do something a little bit more scientific even. But if you have any questions, let us know in the comments below. Make sure you click on that subscribe button for more products and more tips, and we'll see you later.